Hello, welcome to 123 English with me, and I'm Teacher Crystal. I'm happy that you are here today. In this class, you will learn through dictation, but first, we will discuss the use of do and does in a simple present tense question, or answer for that matter, and the negatives as well. So we have do, the negative contraction is don't. Does, the negative contraction is doesn't. When it's with a question word, is usually used with where, what, and when. So in today's dictation, I will read the sentence, but I will leave a blank, and you have to use one of these 5 words to fill in the blank. Do goes with the subjects I, you, we, they. And of course, if there's more than one object or person. For example, toys is plural, so I would use do. Where do the toys go? Does is third person, so you would use does with he, she, it, or a singular person or object. So if you only have one object, for example, the book, then you would use does. Where does the book go? So let's see how well you do with these. Remember, when you have a contraction, you use an apostrophe instead of a letter. So in this case, do not is the same as don't, and does not is the same as doesn't. Go ahead and get your notebook ready, get your pencil, and get ready to write. Dictation is important because you are listening to the words, you are listening to the pronunciation, you are spelling and writing the sentences. You need to put in your punctuation. Remember, every sentence begins with a capital letter. And also, if you have a proper noun, it also needs a capital letter. So let's go. Number 1, today is Wednesday, January 27th, 2021. Today is Wednesday, January 27th, 2021. Today is Wednesday, January 27th, 2021. You should have 3 capital letters, 2 commas, and 1 period. Number 2. You like rice and beans? This is a question. So which word do you need in the first blank? You like rice and beans? You like rice and beans? Number 3. Yes, I. Yes, I. Yes, I. Number 4 is a question. He go to school? He go to school? He go to school? Number 5 is the answer. No, he. No, he. No, he. Number 6. The brothers read. The brothers read. The brothers read. Number 7 is the answer. Yes, they. Every day. Yes, they. Every day. Yes, they. Every day. Number 8. Where you work. Where you work. Where you work. Number 9. What time the dog eat? What time the dog eat? What time the dog eat? And number 10, when the movie start. When the movie start. When the movie start. That's all 10 of them. Now let's check and see how well you did. Number 1, we always start with the date. You should be familiar with how to write the date. We write it with a capital letter at the beginning. So we have a capital T. We also have a capital W for Wednesday. And remember, the shortcut to remembering how to spell Wednesday is by saying Wednesday. If you sound it out like that, it's easier to remember how to spell. It has a capital letter. January begins with a capital J. And there's a comma after Wednesday to separate the day and the month. And there's a comma after the 27th to separate the date and the year. This number is pronounced as an ordinal number, the 27th. So when you read a date, you would say, today is Wednesday, January 27th, 2021. And there's a period at the end. Do you write it correctly? Good. Number 2 is a question. So which word did you use with number 2? Do, don't, does, doesn't, or read. You should have used do because the subject is you. When we ask a question in the present tense using do you like? Do makes this a present tense question. And also notice that do comes first, then the subject, and then the verb. And the verb is in the base form. There's no to, no endings, it's just the base form. When you answer the question, the do comes after the subject. And notice that you can answer with a simple yes, I do. Remember, we have a comma after yes. And if you wanted to continue the sentence, you could. You could say, yes, I do like rice and beans. But yes, I do is sufficient. That's all you need. And when writing a question like number 4, does he go to school? You should have does because the subject is he. But also notice that go is in the base form. You don't have to change go because does is already changed. Does he go to school? And so for number 5, it's a negative. No, he doesn't. So number 4 is does first. And number 5, no, he doesn't. And notice he is first because this is the answer. Subject first, and then doesn't. No, he doesn't. That's all you need. If you wanted to continue, you could say, no, he doesn't go to school. But you don't need to say that. This is enough. No, he doesn't. Number 6. What did you put in the blank? Did you write do? Number 6 is do because the subject is the brothers. Remember, if there's an S, that means more than one, and that could be they. Do. Do the brothers read? And in the answer, we wrote yes with a comma. They, referring to the brothers. And then what did you use? I hope you used read. Yes, they read every day. Now remember, every day is something that happens again and again. So we use the simple present tense when we have something that continuously happens. So this should be read. It is in the simple present tense. Yes, they read every day. Now the next 3 questions were question words before using do or does. So the first one is where you work. So what did you use in this blank? You should have do. Where do you work? Where do you work? The answer could be I work at home. I work at a store. I work in an office. I work at a school. Where is the question word? Do comes after the question word, and then your subject, and then the verb in the simple base form. Where do you work? Number 9, the question word is what? What time the dog eat? It's a question. So what would you use for the dog? Did you use do or does? You should have used does. What time does the dog eat? And how would you answer that? The dog eats at noon or 7 o'clock. You can answer that with a time word. And the last one, number 10, when the movie start. So the subject is the movie. When is our first question word. So did you use do or does? You should have used does. When does the movie start? And for a bonus, the answer could be I don't know, because we didn't use don't. I, subject, don't know, which is my base verb. Very good. So how did you do? Did you get all 10 sentences written? Good. I think you're doing awesome. Very good. Now, if you have any questions, you can always write them in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube if you want to get the notifications of when the videos first come out. And I will see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.